My name's Swish. Everyone knows me as Swish, the marketing director of Tenchi Vapes. I've been in the vape industry for a long time, and Tenchi is a new company. We've based a lot of our brand around anime and manga and that sort of scene. And yeah, it's going really well, I must say. Yeah, I've been in vaping for a long time. I've probably been in the vaping industry for about 4 years now. It's been good. I started with a few of the other brands, building up globally and working for sort of global brands as it would be across 60 countries. So that was a really good learning curve for me, and you got to see what vaping was like all around the world, and the impact it was having really was quite phenomenal. And that's what sort of stuck me to this industry as it would be. What I'd say is best about the vape industry is it's an industry that is trying to replace an old school habit. There's never been a proper replacement for smoking before. Obviously you have your gums and your sprays and things like that. They only really have that 10 to 15% sort of rate of converting people from smoking and actually helping them stop. Whereas vaping has seen this massive uproar of people, 50-60% plus being able to actually come off cigarettes and actually kick the habit altogether, which is fantastic. The vape industry itself has a rep, and the solution for us is to be approaching people within their places of work, within their places. Do you know where a lot of people smoke is on your break, you go to cigarettes at home, you don't. So we've started taking down the route where we want to start visiting people in the workplace and educating them on the difference between smoking and vaping. And we are looking at going into 4 or 5 sort of really big businesses. We're going to look at help them move towards a smoke-free business, as it would be. Now obviously for certain reasons we can't name who those businesses are, which is fair enough. A lot of businesses, believe it or not, don't want to be associated with smoking. It's not a good habit. So as soon as we approach them, we make sure that everything's confidential. But we're going in there, we're handing out devices, we're handing out liquids to all the smokers that are in the company to help them convert to this smoke-free industry. And then what we do is we keep in touch with them for 2 months, follow up with everyone that's trying to quit and make sure that they're getting to that point where they're not smoking anymore. Now we've got a character to our brand, which is Tenchi. We've got a whole backstory to her where she's been sick, and the vapes that we use are her powers and things and so on and so forth. We've found there's a big amount of people that watch anime, they smoke. Believe it or not, it's a very big sort of underground industry as it would be. And very many people don't know much about it. Unless you watch anime yourself or unless you're sort of involved in the scene, people are kind of clueless to it, I suppose. But it's a very big market, and it's full of people from ages sort of 20 all the way up to ages of 60 that enjoy this side of it. And we found we've had a very big impact having this character that people can associate with, and having something that they can look at and say, well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be smoking, maybe I should be more like this or more like that. And we think that's really important when trying to move someone from an old habit is to give them something that they can relate to. And we're hoping that Tenchi as a character, we can eventually build her into that, where people can see a bit of themselves in her and maybe move from smoking to vaping in that sense. Do come down. If you're considering it, if you're looking at quitting smoking, definitely attend a local show, because they are the place where you will find out if there is a brand that suits you as a person. Just as smokers prefer their favourite cigarettes, they don't move from a certain brand. It's the same in the vape industry. All you've got to do is find that brand that suits you. You might not like fruit vapes, you might not like custard vapes, you might not like dessert vapes, but you might like a tobacco vape, you might like, a tobacco fruit mix. And there's lots of these different options and alternatives that are open for people to move them off smoking. And it's brilliant to come down to one of the shows and sort of experience that firsthand, because then you can see truly if it is going to be for you. Now don't get me wrong, it might not be for you. It might be that you prefer the gums or the things like that, but you never know unless you come down to one of the shows and speak to us and try.